I get it. It's a massive season for Arsenal. One of their most important transfer windows. And finally time to sign the striker that we've been dying for the last 3 seasons. And the whole Sesko versus Gyokeres conversation has reached boiling point. Just as much as the Arteta versus Berta has reached peak nonsense. And it's easy for everyone to make a case for someone who scored so many goals across 2 seasons. But there's too many comparisons to players who are just not even close to Benjamin Sesko, or from people that just haven't watched both players. And if you haven't watched both players, it's okay to have an opinion, but maybe see what the experts are saying. See what people who have no vested interest in either of these players, see what they're saying. Because although it's very exciting to hear about a player who scored around 90 goals in 2 seasons joining your club, I think we need to look back at what Lacazette was doing in France and how that compared to when he came over to the Premier League. And I'm not saying that would be Gyokeres, but what I am saying is the worries that you have about Sesko, you should have equally the same amount of worries as Gyokeres. Because it's not as easy as saying he's going to come into the Premier League and even come close to that. Let's not talk about Helder Postiga. Because it doesn't always translate like that. And yes, he's had experience in the Championship. And I, for one, would definitely like Gyokeres at the team. But I'm never going to write off Sesko. Especially when I'm hearing from the experts how good he actually is. Now, I've seen Sesko on a few occasions, but not enough to argue the case to the point where I'm saying that it has to be Sesko and never Gyokeres. But I'm excited about the prospect of signing Benjamin Sesko. Because he's far from a Havertz 2.0. And people that say that definitely haven't watched him. All the experts I've listened to are saying that Benjamin Sesko has not been playing for Leipzig in a position where he is meant to be the main goal scorer. He is there to assist the goal scorer, Opienda. But no one wants to take that into account. And I've seen 3 or 4 people try and compare the purchase of Benjamin Sesko to Man United's purchase of Rasmus Højlund. And I understand there's concerns. But Rasmus Højlund came from the Danish league, was at Atalanta for like basically a season, and then Man United bought him. That was a panic rush job. Arsenal have been scouting this guy for 2 seasons plus. Now people may say that Mikel Arteta is doing it for selfish reasons, this or that, but this is possibly the most unselfish buy ever. People were talking about if Mikel Arteta does not win a league or Champions League, he needs to get the sack. But we're talking about Mikel Arteta buying a player who loads of people are saying is going to be the best number 9 in the world. So how is Mikel Arteta doing that for himself? And at the end of the day, I don't care. Because of what I think people are forgetting is that Arsenal have not had a recognised striker since Gabriel Jesus got injured 3 seasons ago. And what we are actually looking for is not an elite striker. It's someone who has the instinct of a striker. Because there's been so many times across the last 2 seasons where Havertz hasn't actually made that run, hasn't had the instinct to make that dart at the front post, has delayed that shot and looked for the pass. Now, we've got someone or potentially someone who's going to come in and has that hunger. His first thought is going for goal. And if you're talking about a player who is touted to be one of the best number 9s in the world in a couple of years, I'm all for that. But please, the number one and most important thing is, let's not write off either one of these 2, whatever your preference is, before they come to the club.